This is your First Alert Weather Breakdown, a deep dive into how weather works with meteorologist Evan Thomason.
There's the mic button. There we go. Hello. Excuse me. First Alert Meteorologist Evan Thomason showing up now. Hello. I'm Evan Thomason. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. It's Friday. We're also done with the First Alert Weather Day from yesterday. And guess what? We're rolling right back into a KSLA News 12 First Alert Weather Day, unfortunately, for tomorrow. Yeah. I'm so sorry. We're going to get to the storms expected for tomorrow here in just a bit. I have a couple of thoughts for that little system that I wasn't really able to get out, I guess, in the morning shows. Just not enough time for it. Because, honestly, it kind of snuck up on me. I'll talk about that a little bit more about that later here on the First Alert Weather Breakdown. Again, thanks for watching. Those of you at KSLA News, KSLA.com was watching the press conference. If you've been on this live stream just for a little bit, watching the press conference for the Independence Bowl. That's going to be our main exclusive coverage here for the day today, is going over our forecast for that Independence Bowl game between Louisiana Tech Bulldogs and the Army Black Knights. So, yeah, we'll be going over that in depth. Overall, here's the whole lingo, the whole rundown of a warm forecast here for you today with lots of sunshine, at least for today, but we want to keep you first alert that tomorrow is a First Alert Weather Day. Thankfully, we have a break today, but yeah, we're dealing with severe storms working back into the Arklatex here for your Saturday. And we also have a Independence Bowl forecast for you coming up here on the First Alert Weather Breakdown. Now, if you remember correctly, Independence Bowl, yes, is tomorrow. We also have a First Alert Weather Day in effect for tomorrow. So, since those are clashing, we'll see how the forecast for that Independence Bowl exactly goes. We'll get into that a little bit later. Real quick thought before we get into the main forecast here for the day today. Just want to thank you guys for watching all the coverage that we had yesterday on our First Alert Weather Breakdown for all the severe weather coverage. Appreciate it very much for coming on out. Now we're previewing tomorrow's First Alert Weather Breakdown here for your Saturday. We will not have an episode tomorrow. We don't have episodes on the weekend. Next week's going to be wacky. This week already was because we didn't have all of our episodes. We'll go into this later, but next week is kind of also a holiday week, and the schedule is going to be meh. It's going to be kind of all over the place, honestly, for our First Alert Weather Breakdown. All right, I'm getting into too much. Last thought is I'm glad it's Friday. I've been working the entire week, and yeah, let's just say I'm ready for the weekend. I don't know, something about just working on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day is just with my mind. I'll be honest with you, I'm ready to head out the door, but I will help you finish off my shifts and do my due diligence in obviously keeping you guys first alert and first aware. I always want to do that first and foremost here on the First Alert Weather Breakdown to keep you guys up to date on the weather situation. All right, so let's get into the headlines here for the day today as I pull them on up. There we go. So, main headlines, moving on forward. Today, we dry out. It's the biggest theme, and for your Fridays, we have no more rain showers. Excuse me, at least here for the day today. Partly cloudy conditions, plenty of sunshine still coming on through. We've noticed that across our sky cameras now. And that's what we have in store here for the day today. And then we have storms coming tomorrow. Now, I will say we knew about these. I'm going to go probably a little rant about these storms right now. Excuse me. We knew these storms were coming on into the Arklatex for Saturday. We did know that was going to happen. I think the thing of which I did not know is the extent to how widespread it was going to be and just how severe this group of storms is going to be. Earlier this week on the weather models, it mainly just hinted at just a tiny little bit of rain just continuing on throughout the region and kind of just basically, what am I trying to say, clipping like the edge of the Arklatex here for Saturday. That was earlier this week. If you go way back to even Monday, we had our severe round of rain coming through on Thursday. We did predict that from this past Monday. But from Monday's forecast for this coming Saturday, that original forecast was just lingering rain showers. And that was it. It was lingering rain showers from the system that came through yesterday. And just goes to show you why you need to stay first alert and weather aware with us throughout the week, because as this week has progressed on, weather models have just continue to hone in on an additional main severe system coming through the Arclitex here for tomorrow. There are some differences. I know there's yesterday was a KSLA News 12 first alert weather day. Tomorrow is as well. There are some differences between the system that came through yesterday to the system that's coming through for tomorrow. We'll get into that in just a little bit. Last headline I want to get to is the main themes beyond our first alert weather day here for tomorrow. And overall, we're hanging around with nice sunshine in for the next 5 days at least after tomorrow. So finally a lengthy period and a lengthy break away from the rain for quite some time. Also, colder winter temperatures are going to be returning as well next week too. First is going to come the sunshine. I will say the muggy conditions do hang around with the warm air still for a little while longer, but our cool down doesn't happen still for a couple more days, unfortunately. All right, here's what we're looking at. 2 low pressures and cold fronts. Again, the one moved through yesterday. That's gone, but we're bringing in another one that's kind of stalling out to our west here into the Arclitex. So us here in between the two systems, we're just hanging around with muggy conditions. That's kept the temperatures very warm. Morning temperatures were in the 50s. Our highs for the afternoon are in the mid to upper 60s here in the Arclitex. So let's go all over our future track for these storms. Again, rest of today, you're going to see plenty of chances for some sunshine and blue skies. Once we turn the page into tomorrow, starting with tomorrow early morning before this snapshot on the future track, tomorrow early morning we start with a vast cloud cover, and eventually that triggers these showers and storms, which pretty much start around 9 a.m. tomorrow. So that's one big difference with this system, is it's going to have you happening much earlier in the day. I wouldn't say the most earliest in the day because it's not happening in the early morning hours, but the point is it's happening earlier in the day tomorrow than it did yesterday, starting around 9 a.m. Instead of jump-starting our severe threat yesterday, we jump-started most of that severe threat mostly around like 11. So this will carry on throughout the afternoon. Notice these cells popping up. That's my other second main takeaway here from this system that's different from yesterday's, is yesterday's systems, we had showers form off to our south and west outside of the Arclitex, and then they moved into the region. For this system, it's almost like these storms kind of flash. I'll even let you show the future track again. These showers just pop up in the Arclitex. Like, look at 9 a.m., and then we pop up the showers right on top of Shreveport at 11 a.m. If you look at some of these cores of these storms, you see the shades of white and pink. If you see that on any future track, that indicates really intense, heavy rainfall and a little chance of some hail as well embedded in those cells. That indicates, obviously, a very strong system pulling on through. That's why we've named it a KSLA News 12 First Alert Weather Day. So, again, the main difference for tomorrow's system is you're not going to be watching out for these storms coming in, per se. These storms are just going to pop up almost on top of the Arclitex. This carries on all the way at least through 2, 3 o'clock. I will say by 6, we're pretty much done, which means you have a nice, lovely Saturday night. I know storms last night carried on until probably 8 o'clock at night, maybe 9 or 10. We're pretty much done with our storm coverage on Saturday by 6, probably by dinner time, for you at least to enjoy any Saturday night activities. And, again, once we're done with the rain Saturday, you're done with the rain for good, and that includes Sunday. So, if there's a day to pick for the weekend to get out and around town, it would totally be Saturday. No, I'm just kidding. It would definitely be Sunday. Yeah, stay first alert, stay weather aware with us here for Saturday. Saturday, again, is a KSLA News 12 First Alert Weather Day. Even though the rain is gone by Sunday, look at the highs. Highs still get up to 70 degrees on Sunday, even though we're dropping the rain chances on that day. So here's your rainfall potential here for basically the system coming through here for tomorrow. Not nearly as much rainfall as what we saw yesterday. Again, we had a solid widespread inch of rain just from yesterday alone, pretty much, in the Arclitex. Still a solid amount of rainfall for tomorrow across, keep in mind, again, the entire region, but certainly maybe some slightly greater rain totals in the eastern half of the Arclitex over by Ruston, Magnolia, and Natchitoches. And keep in mind, that was for the next 3 days. I just flipped the graphic to the next 7 days, and you would say, well, Evan, it looks pretty similar. It's pretty much the same. And guess what? That's the point of me showing you this graphic. We have no rain after tomorrow. Nice sunshine throughout most of next week, which is the week into the new year. But the warm air still stays around again up until Monday. So we have our first alert weather day on Saturday. Besides that, no more rain to speak of after that. High of 67 here today, 70 on Saturday. That warm air still remains in place all the way into Monday. 75 degrees on Monday afternoon. Lows still getting down to around 50 degrees on Tuesday morning. And then Tuesday afternoon, New Year's Eve afternoon, that's when we really see our temperature start to tank downward. 61 is only the high for your New Year's Eve, and we have highs settling around the mid-50s here by New Year's Day, with the lows on the night of New Year's Eve getting down into the 30s. So our bitter cold mornings return just in time for the start of the new year. And trending on our 12-day forecast, it looks like we'll have some 50s. Trending for highs continuing further along into the new year, with lows still into those 30s. I will say the one change for our 12-day forecast that isn't mentioned is a return back to rain. But at least for the next 5 days after tomorrow, again, enjoy the sunshine. Enjoy the sunshine. But stay, again, weather aware with us throughout the day tomorrow. I believe who is on shift tomorrow? CJ Cartledge will be handling them. He'll be one-man show. He'll be hanging with the coverage here throughout the day tomorrow for our first for KSLA News 12. So he'll keep you weather aware throughout the day then. All right, let's look at your current forecast. We have one last thing to go over, and that's the Independence Bowl forecast. We'll go over that. Again, keep in mind that's happening tomorrow on our KSLA News 12 First Alert Weather Day. So let's see how that forecast for that bowl game gets affected. We'll talk about that coming up after a 2-minute break. I'll see you after this. All right, welcome back. KSLA News 12 First Alert Weather Breakdown. Do want to give a quick shout out to those of you watching on YouTube. I see in the comments section, the Laughing Dog says, thank you for the report. You are absolutely welcome. I hope you're having a happy holidays and a great season overall. I know the weather here has been, for the holidays, been very meh. At least today the sun's out, but again, tomorrow we got rain showers coming along here just in time for the day for the Independence Bowl. One of the more, I wouldn't say notorious. One of the, I don't know, most fun days to look forward to, especially if you're a college football fan in Shreveport. One college football game that has come to town here in the Independence Stadium. So we're going to go over that forecast right now. So a little bit of a background. First of all, I would always say if I'm not a meteorologist here at the news station, I would probably work with sports with Andrew and Chris Demergen. love sports. I have 2 college football teams. One of which I grew up loving, Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech plays today in the Birmingham Bowl. And the other is Florida State, where I went to college. And we do not talk about how good Florida State was this year in college football because they were terrible. Anyways, point being is it's bowl season. We got a lot of games here for today and a lot of games happening for tomorrow, along with the Independence Bowl. But my point of mentioning all this is I think we have somewhere in the ballpark of 5 to 6 total bowl games happening tomorrow. The Independence Bowl is the latest of them. It starts at 8:15 at night after the other bowl games basically happen during the day or the evening. And guess what? 8:15 at night could not be a better time to have the Independence Bowl here in Shreveport. Because, again, keep in mind, tomorrow is a KSLA News 12 First Alert weather day, yet I think the Independence Bowl is going to be just fine. So, for your 2024 Independence Bowl, if you remember the timing of the severe storms rolling on through the Arklatex for our KSLA News 12 First Alert weather day is mainly happening between the hours of 9 a.m. to probably like 4 p.m. The Independence Bowl starts at 8, so I think we'll be plenty fine. I will say, again, if you have any, and I believe Independence Bowl does have, I'm not sure of their schedule for tomorrow on the day of, so to speak, but if they have things going on way before the game time, then those will probably get hampered by a good amount of rain and chances of severe weather rolling on through. But for even the tailgates, even by tailgate time, we're only looking at a stray chance of rain left over in the Arklatex overall. Just a 10 to 20% stray shower maybe for the tailgate time and for kickoff time, which is the best news of all. Wind is also looking lighter as well, which will be great. And I've been in the Independence Bowl, by the way, once as well, and it was bitter cold memory. I remember I was talking to somebody on Facebook who made a comment on one of my posts. It was like, yeah, last year's Independence Bowl was way cold. This year, mild. It is gonna be incredibly mild, especially for a nighttime kickoff. We have temperatures in the 50s. Tailgate time maybe up to 60 degrees. By the end of regulation, mid-50s. It is going to be a nice day around. Again, maybe bring some sleeves, maybe a light jacket. But besides that, I think it's going to be fantastic football weather for the gridiron. Again, between LA Tech Bulldogs and the Army Black Knights. Again, that all happens at Independence Stadium tomorrow night. We'll have all the coverage here on KSLA News 12, but again, it's great to see that even though I have the first alert weather date for tomorrow, that will not affect the Independence Bowl. Let me know who you're rooting for. You can say in the comments on our YouTube page as well. Again, thanks for watching, those of you on YouTube and those of you on KSLA.com as well. All right, we're going to take another quick break. We're going to look forward to what we have in store on the first alert weather breakdown heading into next week. It's another holiday week. The schedule is going to be wacky. I'm going to try to explain what's going on exactly next week. Coming up after this. And, I'll see you after another 2-minute break. I'll be back after this. All right, welcome back to the KSLA News 12 First Alert Weather Breakdown. Again, I'm meteorologist Evan Thompson. Thank you very much for watching this week. It was a short week of podcasts. Yes, we only had 3 episodes. We had one on Monday previewing the Christmas forecast, and we were off for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Then we had an episode yesterday, mainly just going over the First Alert Weather Day that happened yesterday with our storm coverage across the Arklatex. And then today, obviously, went over Independence Bowl for tomorrow, and also another First Alert Weather Day tomorrow. For next week, it's going to also kind of be like that. Unfortunately, we will not have a full week of podcast episodes. We will not have episodes on, sadly, 3 days next week. Some of this is due to holidays. Another half of this is also due to the reason that me and CJ will both be out for a portion of next week. Here's how it's going to work. Because essentially it's only me and CJ that can really do the podcast, that really know how to do the rundown of the First Alert Weather Breakdown podcast. Me and CJ will both solo do an episode once next week. I will be doing the episode next Friday. That is the only day I'm actually working next week, will be next Friday. Then we're gonna have a fun thing. I'll go ahead and reveal both of the episodes that we have in store for next week. For next Friday, we're going to have an interview come in. We're going to interview John Phelan, who's with the DeSoto Fire District, and he's just going to give us some good tips on things we need to stay first alert and aware of, especially when it comes to fire safety during this winter season. Temperatures cool down again next week, just in start for the new year, and what better way to do it than by going over some safety tips kind of to help keep ourselves safe, especially during the winter season. So I will be interviewing him next Friday. Unfortunately, again, will be the only episode I will be doing. I will admit, on a little vacation after this week for the new year. I will be out all the way until basically this time next week. So I'll be doing one episode, and that'll be on Friday of next week. CJ will be doing one episode solo, and that will be happening on Tuesday, December 31st. He will be doing one episode on New Year's Eve. The episode that we have coming for New Year's Eve will be on climatological forecast, meaning CJ's going to look into what happens way down the road. What can we expect for January as a whole? What can we expect heading into the rest of the winter months, January, February, March? He's going to look into all the forecasts and kind of give us a good jump and head start into 2025, which will be the day after he does the podcast. So again, we will have 2 episodes coming work week, one on Tuesday and another one on next Friday as well. You can look forward to. Essentially, we will not have an episode Wednesday for New Year's Day, just not for the holiday. And Monday and Thursday, both me and CJ will be out. So unfortunately, with both of us out, there just will not be an episode happening on either of those days. So yeah, just wanted to keep you first alert and aware about that. Again, so 2 episodes next week. One will interview. Or the first episode, I should say. We'll look forward to what's in store for 2025 in the first few months, and we'll also get some tips and have an interview with John Phelan. Looking forward to that with him next week. He was also on the First Alert Weather Breakdown asking a weather question yesterday, which I find it kind of amusing, but it just shows the community we have together. He trusts me with some of the weather information, so I appreciate that very much and am grateful to him for trusting us here at KSLA News 12. All right, you stay weather aware here tomorrow. We're going to wrap up this episode. If you have any topics that you want to suggest to us, I will say the week after next week, where we're turning back to normal, we should have a complete week of First Alert Weather Breakdown finally back again after next week with the new year and everything. So, yeah, we need topics to talk about for 2025, so you can send them to us. Weather topics. Anything we can talk about here on the First Alert Weather Breakdown, send them to us at weatherbreakdown@ksla.com. You can also message us on Facebook. My name is meteorologist Evan Thomason. You just type that into Facebook, and you should see a photo of me. Then click follow first, and then you can message me. It's as simple as that. Yeah, and you can just give me your weather topic from there. Plain and simple. So yeah, that's how that works. Overall, again, we have episodes typically every weekday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Just next week is going to be a very weird week, especially with me and CJ out for a portion of next week. So, yeah, hope you have since I will not see you until 2025 after this episode. So you have a great rest of your year and a great rest of your day. Again, stay weather aware with us tomorrow. Tomorrow is KSLA News 12 First Alert Weather Day for your Saturday. Yeah, make sure you have the spots needed and the things necessary to be able to stay first alert and weather aware throughout the day on Saturday. Thankfully, everything's done by the bowl game for the Independence Bowl. Good luck again to both LA Tech and Army. All right, I think that's it. Join us again Tuesday. Tuesday will be our next episode with CJ at 10:30 on New Year's Eve. As for me, I'm meteorologist Evan Thomas, and you have a great rest of your day. You be there at 10:30 on Tuesday. Stay first alert, stay first aware, weather aware, and yeah, I will see you again on next Friday, personally. Have a good one. I'll see you in 2025.